I'm anxiety. Where can I put my stuff?
A new emotion.
Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted to make such a good first impression.
What do you mean, we?
I'm Envy. Look at your hair.
Oh, yeah, not happening.
That's on we.
On what?
It's what you would call the boredom.
What's your name, big fella?
That's embarrassment.
Welcome to headquarters embarrassment. Oh, we're doing a fit. No. Oh, nope. Going high. Oh, you got a real sweaty palm there, buddy.
Look, we all...
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to present our movie review on Inside Out 2, produced by Pixar on 2024. This presentation is prepared for Puan Nur Hidayah Abdullah. Before we begin our presentations on Inside Out 2, let me introduce our team members. My name Marisa Emilia, and together with my teammates, we worked on this movie review. Our team members are Maria Kairisha, Muhammad Zulhaifi, and Nurin Shakira. Now, let's move on to our presentation. Inside Out 2 continues the emotional journey of young teenager named Riley, who are 13 years old entering high school. As she grows up, Riley prepares for a hockey camp and faces the challenge. Her familiar emotional, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust must adapt to sudden change in herself. Suddenly, new emotions appear in her mind called anxiety, envy, embarrassment, annoy, great chaos, and conflict. New emotional try to control Riley's personality, especially anxiety who want Riley to be perfect person and acceptance by others. Riley begins to change her personality and make decisions that are not true to herself. The old emotional, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust try to help Riley return her true self. The movie Beautiful explores Riley's struggle to balance her desire for acceptance with her true identity. Riley learns that all emotions are important and she must accept both positive and negative feelings to growing up. Now, I would like to discuss two main stakeholders in Inside Out 2, which is Riley and anxiety. First, let's talk about Riley. As a teenager, Riley is going through a very important stage of her life. Her first stage is her personality identity. She is trying to understand who she really is and what kinds of person she wants to become. Like many teenagers, Riley is learning about herself while facing new challenges and experience. Her second stage is social acceptance and relationship. At the hockey camps, Riley wants to fit and be accepted by her new friends. She hopes to make a good impression and build strong friendships. However, this pressure sometimes causes her to make choices that do not truly reflect who she is. Next, we have anxiety, one of Riley's new emotions. Anxiety also plays an important role in the story. First step for the anxiety is control over Riley's behavior. Anxiety believes that by taking control, Riley can avoid mistakes, embrace and failure. Anxiety wants to protect Riley, but often become too controlling. The second step is Riley's mental well-being. Anxiety generally cares about Riley's future and safety. However, when anxiety takes over too much, Riley becomes stressed and emotionally exhausted. This shows that even good intention can lead to negative consequences when taken to an extreme. Next, I would like to introduce the main hero and villains in Inside Out 2. The hero is Joy. She presents positively, balance and emotional understanding. Throughout the movie, Joy works hard to restore harmony among all Riley's emotional and help Riley to stay true to herself. On the other hand, the villain is anxiety. Although anxiety has a good intention, her exercise need to control Riley cause emotional chaos and lead to Riley to make poor decisions. This conflict between joy and anxiety highlight the importance of balancing our emotional, especially during challenging times. Next, let's look at ethical dilemma faced by both anxiety and joy. Anxiety wants Riley to success and avoid failure. Its intentions are good, try to protect Riley from embarrassments and disappointment. However, anxiety's need for control sometimes causes Riley to feel stressed. On the other hand, Joy believes Riley should always to be happy and positive. At first, Joy tried to push away negative emotions like sadness and anxiety. However, she later learns that all emotions are important for Riley's growth and well-being. This dilemma show that even good intention can lead to problems when taken too far.
For this part, I will explain the actions taken by the villain based on teleological theory. Teleological theory is an ethical approach that focuses on the outcome of an action. This means an action is considered right if it produces a good result. In this movie, anxiety represents the villain. Anxiety is an emotion that is related to worry and fear about the future, especially when someone wants to avoid failure or negative outcomes. In Inside Out 2, anxiety takes control of Riley's mind to ensure that she has a successful future, particularly in hockey and her social life. She pushes Riley to act perfectly so that she will not be rejected or embarrassed by others. Additionally, anxiety suppresses other emotions because she believes they might interfere with achieving the best possible outcome. From a teleological point of view, anxiety's actions are driven by the desire to achieve good results. However, these actions eventually cause stress and emotional imbalance for Riley, showing that focusing only on outcomes can sometimes lead to negative consequences. Next, I will explain the actions taken by the hero Joy based on deontological theory. Deontological theory focuses on doing what is morally right based on duty and principles, regardless of the outcome. This means an action is considered right because it follows ethical rules, not because of the result it produces. In the movie Inside Out 2, Joy believes that it is a responsibility to protect Riley's emotional well-being in a morally right way. She does not focus only on making Riley successful, but on ensuring that Riley experiences her emotions in a healthy and balanced manner. Joy also tries to restore balance by bringing back all emotions instead of controlling Riley just for success. She understands that every emotion plays an important role in shaping Riley's identity. In addition, Joy learns that she should not manipulate Riley's feelings just to keep her happy. Instead, she accepts that it is right for Riley to experience both positive and negative emotions. From a deontological perspective, Joy's actions are based on her sense of duty to do what is right. This shows that moral actions are not always about achieving the best outcome, but about following the right principles.
In this slide, we look at the perspective of anxiety in Inside Out 2. Anxiety acts mainly out of fear, especially the fear that Riley might fail or make mistakes that could affect her future. Because of the anxiety belief that taking control was the best way to protect her. She tried to manage Riley's emotion carefully so that nothing goes wrong. However, this control becomes too much. Instead of helping, anxiety started to overwhelm Riley by not allowing her to experience emotion naturally. Riley was not given the nature to feel, understand, and process her own emotion in a healthy way. This shows that even though the attention was to protect too much, control can actually limit personal growth and emotional development. Okay, now, based on the golden rule, we should treat others the way we want to be treated. In Riley's situation, this means she should be given the space to feel all kinds of emotions, including joy, sadness, fear, and even anger. These emotions are important because they help her understand herself better. Instead of controlling or suppressing her feelings, it is better to allow her to experience them naturally. At the same time, we need to trust that she is capable of learning from her own experience. When she goes through different emotions on her own, she can grow stronger, become more emotionally mature, and learn how to handle challenge in the future.
And for this part, I will explain how I would feel if I were the villain anxiety in Inside Out 2. So based on the scene shown in the slide in the movie, anxiety slowly takes control of Riley's mind because she believes she knows what is best for Riley's future. She wants Riley to be accepted by others and become successful, but she handles every situation with fear and pressure. In the first scene, anxiety becomes aggressive and panic when things do not go according to her plan. She starts controlling Riley's emotion and decision because she believes only she can secure Riley's future. If I were anxiety in this moment, the first feeling I would have is deep remorse. I would regret trying to control Riley's future too much. I thought I was helping her, but actually I was causing pain in her present life. I would realize that forcing someone to be perfect only creates stress and sadness. In the second scene, anxiety pushes away joy and the other's original emotions. She creates a new version of Riley called Operation New Riley. Anxiety wants Riley to change her personality so she can fit in with new friends and become more admired. However, this causes Riley to lose her true self and emotional balance. If I were anxiety, I would feel strong guilt because of my actions. Riley lost confidence and become disconnected from who she truly is. I would feel guilty for removing joy and the other emotions because every emotion is important in creating a healthy person. In the third scene, anxiety finally realizes the damage she has caused. Riley becomes overwhelmed, emotionally exhausted, and experiences a panic attack. At that moment, anxiety understands that controlling everything does not bring happiness. If I were anxiety, I would feel hollow shame. I was supposed to protect Riley and prepare her for challenges, but instead, I become the source of her suffering. I would feel ashamed because I failed in my true purpose for protecting Riley's. Next, the lesson I learned from this movie are that every emotion we experience carries ethical significance and should be acknowledged with moral awareness. In Inside Out 2, emotions like anxiety are not portrayed as weaknesses, but as important signals that influence our behavior and decision making. If we ignore these emotions, it may lead to poor judgment. However, when we understand them, we are able to act more responsibly and ethically. In addition, this movie highlights that personal growth requires ethical courage, especially during times of change. As individuals faced with internal struggles and uncertainty, they are often challenged to make decisions under pressure. This shows the importance of maintaining moral principles and acting responsibly even when situations feel uncomfortable or overwhelming. Furthermore, the movie emphasizes that self-empathy reflects integrity and accountability. Being able to treat ourselves with patience and understanding shows honesty in accepting our own limitations and emotions. This aligns with ethical values where individuals must take responsibility for their own feelings and actions without being too harsh or dismissive towards themselves. In conclusion, Inside Out 2 teaches us that ethical maturity is not only reflected through our actions towards others, but also through how we manage our internal emotions. The movie reminds us that true growth comes from balancing emotional awareness with moral responsibility that allows us to become more self-aware, resilient, and ethically grounded individuals.